Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Great. Can you hear me okay? Yes. All right, thank you. All right, well, first of all, thank you very much for being here and welcome. It is really wonderful to see so many people from the French business community in New York City. I see journalists, I see entrepreneurs, I see members of the FAEA, I see professionals, I see sponsors, etc. So many people who are here to actually support entrepreneurs. So thank you again very, very much for being here. I'd like to also thank very much Damien Laban, who is actually our Consul Général de France at New York, who is actually welcoming us and hosting us tonight. So thank you very, very much. My name is Guillaume Bouvard. I'm actually one of the members of the FAEA, and you'll learn more about me a little bit later, but I'm really excited to be here. Let me just tell you what we're going to do tonight, because I'm sure you actually want to learn about the plan. So we have a couple of things that are going to take place tonight. First, we are going to hear the pitches from the startups. Tonight, there are 3 winners. You're going to see they're actually wonderful companies. They're going to tell us about their business, and then they're going to also have a couple of questions from our panel of experts, which actually is on these high top chairs over there. Thank you. Then we're going to have something that actually is new this year. It's actually a vote from the audience. And so what you're going to have to do at some point, we're going to ask you to pull your phone out. You're going to see on the screen, you're going to see a nice QR code. You'll be able to vote for the best pitch of the evening. Yeah? So don't do that yet, but it's coming. And then finally, at the end, we will give the prizes. Yeah? What you have to understand is tonight, the 3 companies that are here tonight actually are the 3 winners. They already have been selected through a large panel of companies, and they are here to hear, first of all, to tell their story and to receive their prizes. There's no loser tonight, they're only winners, and that's actually quite important. What you're going to see also, and maybe we can move to the next slide, is this little QR code. So new also this year, because we're trying to innovate, because we are entrepreneurs ourselves, is we actually created a little bit of a live auction. If you're interested, it is completely voluntary. You can actually scan the code that actually was on your chair. You may have seen it. It's also on this screen if you want to try it out. And you can bid for some interesting prizes. Oops. And there's a little bit of music there. And so you can bid actually for great prizes. There are plane tickets from our sponsor, Air France. Thank you to them. There are really wonderful indoor garden from Garden. There's a number of restaurants, vouchers, etc., etc. There's even a van life experience in Las Vegas or LA. So have a look, and then you can actually decide whether or not you're interested. Okay? Now, to start the evening, I'm actually going to ask our Consul de France at New York to come here and to say a couple words to all of you. So thank you, Damien.
I agree with Guillaume, beautiful crowd tonight. Incredible panel. So happy to have you. So dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, welcome to the Consulat Général de France in New York. I will be brief, as I know that we have a great panel of experts ahead of us who will share their valuable insights. But I just wanted to say that we are delighted to be hosting the French-American Entrepreneurship Award ceremony yet again this year as we mark its 15th edition. This award is a pillar of the French business ecosystem in the United States, as it not only provides promising startups with recognition, mentoring, and networking opportunities, but it also brings together major actors such as Club 600, the organizer of tonight's event, and our partners, Business France, French Founders, La French Tech New York, the American Chamber of Commerce of New York, and French Morning. Alors, un grand merci à tous. And I've been told that there were 20 applications coming from very promising startups, and that choosing the winner wasn't easy. But here they are, Aspivix, WeWorld, and Yuka. So congratulations to all of you. Vraiment bravo. We will learn more about your cutting-edge solution tonight. So without further ado, thank you and enjoy tonight's ceremony. Merci beaucoup.
All right. Well, thank you, Damien. This year is quite of a special year, actually, for the FAEA. And if you look at this screen, you're going to maybe get a sense of why it's special. I'm just going to talk about two things. First, it has been 15 years. And you have to realize that 15 years ago, some entrepreneurs actually decided that it was time to help other entrepreneurs. And this organization, and you'll hear about the organization that is behind it, has been actually doing this for this, again, 15 years, completely voluntarily to try to help entrepreneurs. Over the years, about 750 startups have applied. You'll see, you're going to see some names in a couple of minutes. We have had many winners, and even more, many actually expert and jury members who actually raised their hand and said, I want to participate and help these companies. So it's quite an accomplishment if you think about it, that a couple of people in a garage maybe decided a couple of years ago that it was time to help entrepreneurs. What's also special this year is that the organization has been able to gather the strengths of actually most of the French business community in New York City. So you can see some of the logos of our partners here. It's the first time. We don't have everyone, but we have I'm going to say the most important. You can see La French Tech New York, Business France, French-American Chamber of Commerce in New York City, French Founders, French Morning, and of course the Consulat Général de France. And we hear sometimes in the news people talking about Team France, and I think that's what it is tonight. Yeah, it's a lot of people who actually decide to get together to help these French entrepreneurs to actually succeed and take their business kind of to the next level. If you go to the next slide for a second, these are some of the names of the companies that actually have applied over the years. This is just a couple of them. As I mentioned, there were more than 750 companies. Many incredible names, and I realize you cannot look through these and pull stats out of that, but you're going to have to take my word for it. There's a couple of things that are interesting here in the diversity of these companies. First of all, in the industry, the diversity has been incredible. We have fintech, food tech, retail stores, media company, gaming company. We have gardening companies. We even have men's underpants. And so a lot of actually incredible companies across the industries actually have raised their hand and said, I actually want to change the world because of an innovation. The diversity also comes in the business model. We have had SaaS company, B2C company, B2B company, as I mentioned, retail stores company. And so lots of diversity there. And then finally, the diversity came also in the type of development, level of development of these companies. Some of them were pre-revenues, just a couple of pieces of paper, and they were able to say, hey, I have a couple of pieces of paper, but actually you have to believe me, and they were convincing enough that actually they were, they became part of this incredible team of winners. And then some companies actually have many millions of revenues. It doesn't really matter to us where they are, but again, talking about the diversity, it's quite special here. Can you just put back the screen, if you don't mind? What I'd add to this is what you realize is a lot of companies actually fail. Yeah, it is the nature of entrepreneurship. The reality is some failed, some actually were sold and were a big success, and some actually are still successful today. But regardless, what's actually quite special is at the helm of these companies were entrepreneurs who actually had a vision, conviction, and decided to take on the journey. And for anyone who has actually created a company here, you probably feel that you are on a journey, and it's a wonderful journey that I obviously applaud. I have to say, and I mentioned earlier that I was going to say a couple words about me. I'm not going to say too many. My company is actually somewhere here. Many years ago, I actually was here, and my co-founder and I won the prize, one of the winners. And since then, obviously, we have continued to grow, and we have a good business, which is wonderful. But what I wanted to say is, first of all, I'm humbled to be here. But also, when you win these type of prizes, when you're an entrepreneur, whether you're number 1, number 2, or number 3, it doesn't really matter. But it actually gives you a couple of things that are actually quite important as an entrepreneur. It gives you confidence. Yeah, confidence that there is a number of people who actually have assessed you and say, hey, we believe in them. So that's actually quite important. It also gives you connection relationships that actually are really important to actually drive your business. You know, people give you ideas, open doors, etc. And then finally, it gives you visibility and marketing opportunities. You can claim that you have won. You are in newspapers, etc. And so on social media. And so all these, plus the in-kind price or the prices, the cash price, are all really important. But I have to say, for us, when we won, it was a big deal. So again, very humbled to be here, and I'm glad to see absolutely these three great companies tonight. Let's get back to 2024, because we actually are not here to talk about me or my company or even the FAEA. We are actually here to celebrate these three winners tonight. And so if you heard the name earlier that Damien Labon mentioned, they're here. These are the winners, and I'd like to do a round of applause already, if you don't mind. Quite incredible businesses, I have to say. As PVX, I'm going to guess most of you don't know, but there's great, really incredible business that they've created, and they are looking to change the world. WeWord, also absolutely great business to actually make us work. And then I don't have to talk about UK. I think many people here probably have the UK app, and if you don't, you should probably download it. It's going to help you with your health also. So anyway, great businesses, and I'm, again, very glad that we have these three winners tonight. Before we go into the presentation, I have a couple more things I want to say. First, the process, so that at least everyone is aware of what happened. We received in March and May the process for the FAEA. We received between March and May lots of applications. Out of these, about 20 were really valid companies. Yeah, not companies, but really valid applicants that we were excited about. We went through a process to actually, a jury went through processes to actually evaluate these companies and decide who are the three winners. They are here tonight, as I mentioned. After that, so that was mid-May. After that, they actually came to New York, and on Sunday, they presented for 20, 40 minutes. They presented to the jury, and where we actually asked them tons of questions and have a real deep dive on their business. Out of that, the jury voted to elect who was first prize, second prize, third prize. Again, all winners. Yeah, and so that's kind of what has happened to date. What's going to be special, as I mentioned today, is we're also going to ask the audience to vote for the best pitch, and so get ready for this. So let's actually move forward. But before we hear the pitches, one more minute, if you don't mind. I'm going to actually ask someone else to come on stage. His name is David Orville. He's actually here. He's actually the president of the Club 600. Club 600 is the organization that organizes the FAEA. David is not only the president, he's also an entrepreneur. His company Loop 7 in the video space is very successful, and he's here to say a couple words. So, David.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you very much for being here. I won't take too much time because we have a lot to do. So I'm David Orville. I'm the president of the Club 600. Club 600. It's a group of French entrepreneurs based in New York, and it's been around for close to 40 years now. For the last 15 years, after the tragic death of one of our members, we created, in his honor, the FAEA, the French American Entrepreneurship Award. It's been a really great success. We've saw amazing companies that Guillaume just mentioned. It's obvious that we could not have done that without the support of, first of all, the sponsors. They're amazing. They've been amazing this year. I really encourage you to go and see them. They're going to help you. They're here to help. So please go and check them out after the ceremony. And I also want to thank our partners that are right here. They are also going to help you. They're going to help all those companies, and they've been amazing, and I want to thank them too. So please, another round of applause for our sponsors and our partners. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. You've been amazing. Last thing, we are humbled that we received this year the support of the French Minister of Foreign Trade. And the minister, Mr. Franck Riester, just sent us a message to encourage the FAEA and to thank you for being here. Good evening.
Monsieur le Président, cher David, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du jury, je regrette sincèrement de ne pas être parmi vous ici au Consulat général de France à New York pour cette cérémonie du French American Entrepreneurship Award. Mais je voulais néanmoins vous adresser un message pour vous remercier d'œuvrer de l'autre côté de l'Atlantique à l'amitié forte qui lie nos deux pays. Entreprises et entrepreneurs français aux États-Unis, vous êtes des acteurs majeurs de la relation économique franco-américaine. Faites de fructueux investissements croisés et de denses échanges commerciaux. En effet, les États-Unis sont le premier investisseur étranger en France et la France est la première terre d'accueil des investissements américains en Europe. Il en résulte que les États-Unis sont à l'origine de près d'1 demi-million d'emplois en France. La dernière édition de Choose France, il y a à peine quelques semaines, n'a fait que confirmer cette dynamique avec des investissements majeurs de Pfizer ou encore de Microsoft. De l'autre côté, les filiales des entreprises françaises contribuent activement au dynamisme de l'économie américaine et emploient près de 750 000 personnes aux États-Unis, ce qui fait de la France la 5e source étrangère d'emplois directs dans le pays. Et bien sûr, il y a tous ces Français, dont certains parmi vous ce soir, qui ont créé une entreprise ici aux États-Unis, qui contribuent d'une façon très importante au rayonnement de notre pays, au déploiement de notre économie à l'international et spécifiquement aux États-Unis. Et donc ces bons résultats, vous y contribuez, chacun à votre manière. Et donc je me réjouis que le French American Entrepreneurship Award, à l'initiative du Club 600, cette association d'entrepreneurs français à New York créée il y a maintenant plus de 30 ans, mette ainsi la lumière sur le dynamisme de l'entrepreneuriat français aux États-Unis avec le concours de Business France, de la French American Chamber of Commerce, de French Founders et bien sûr de la French Tech. Merci donc de faire rayonner la France chez nos amis américains. Merci de la faire briller ici à New York. Et je voudrais avoir un mot spécial peut-être pour nos 3 finalistes de ce soir. Un mot tout simple, bonne chance. Et un mot au French American Entrepreneurship Award, un très heureux 15e anniversaire. Et puis surtout, à toutes et à tous, une très bonne soirée. À bientôt.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So as I said, we are going to have the pitches. The pitches are going to be followed by a couple of questions by the panel of experts that we have. And so the first thing I'm going to ask is actually the panel to actually introduce themselves. So why don't we start with Caroline? Thank you.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Caroline Fauché-Winter and I'm here as the co-president of La French Tech in New York.
Hi, good evening everybody. I'm Frédéric Roissy. I'm the CEO of Business France for North America.
Hi everybody, my name is Tani and I'm in charge of French Founders Club activities in New York.
Hi, Polina Bogdanovich, Managing Director of the French American Chamber of Commerce in New York.
Wonderful. Thank you all for being here and for supporting the evening. So now the rules tonight are 5 minutes presentation, 5 minutes for questions. Yeah, so that's what we're going to try to do. If we are taking more time, please keep me honest and ask us to stop. After that, as I said, we were going to announce the prizes. The prizes are really nice. As I said, these prizes are not necessarily the most important, but they are important for entrepreneurs because when you start a company or when you are launching in the United States, you actually welcome any help you can have. So members, the winners will have memberships, free memberships. They will have free consultation with a number of experts across in the United States. They will have access to networking opportunities, free office spaces, and cash, which is always nice. So now beyond that, and what I will do is I will invite everyone here. If you believe you can help the winners tonight through your connection, through visibility, please raise your hand, talk to them tonight. Believe me, they would welcome anything that actually grows their business. So we're going to start now because I think people are eager to do so. So we have a first person tonight. I'm going to actually invite Ikram Gerd to come here. Ikram, please come over. Ikram is actually the managing director of Aspivix. She came all the way from LA to actually meet with all of you. So please give her a round of applause and let's hear about her.
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you, Guillaume. Very nice to meet you all today, and thank you for having me. So I'm Ikram Gerd, the Managing Director for the US for the company called Aspivix. So Aspivix is a Swiss company with French team members, and I will go right now to this. Did you know that the IUD, in French is the stérilet, is the most cost-efficient and also effective at 99%? But still, this procedure is very painful for millions of women. I know we have a lot of women here, but we also have men. And I just want to make sure that we are all inclusive because you all have wives, sisters, daughters. That's something that could be very interesting for you to learn. So when we take a look at pain, it's 120 million of women suffering worldwide every year. And you will probably ask me, what type of pain? Where is it coming from? This pain could be excruciating. One of the worst pain, even worse than giving birth to a child. And that's due to one antiquated instrument that is very traumatic. And this instrument looks like that. So you have seen that in hundreds of years, it hasn't changed. And just for your information, this instrument was used during the US Civil War to extract bullets from soldiers. And someone thought, let's use it on women's cervixes, of course. And now that's the standard of care in gynecology. So basically that's how it's used. You grasp the cervix in order to pull and align the uterus. That way you can insert the IUD. That's just one step, but a very important step. And that step is the most painful. You can see 89% of women from the 120 million are suffering, 17% excruciating pain. That comes also with bleeding and lesion. So why women do they have to suffer every time they go to their gynecologist? So that's the instrument, the tenaculum. And it's also called pince de Pozzi in French. So it's time for my modern gynecology. So we have a device that is carefully designed for patient experience, but also for clinician. Very easy to use. You only have one button. And you place that happy face type of shape onto the cervix, and then you will suck enough of the tissue to be able to grasp gently and without hurting the patient. So that's what we are really focused in improving and making gynecology modern. There's no reason why women are still suffering. So less pain, less bleeding, and that could be also part of the dialogue with the clinician. More transparent, and women can trust better their healthcare providers. So our product is also FDA approved and CE marked. This is just to show you also the importance of voice of women. We did this video with a woman's, she's a doctor, Dr. Barreto, a couple of months ago. She's basically just using the device. She posted it on TikTok. We get over 3 million views. Women just were like almost 2,000 comments of women asking, where do I find an OB-GYN using this device? So there's a strong voice right now in terms of we need a better care and more gentle. And that led also to having more sites. So we have 12 centers of excellence, both in Europe, with also one first site in Paris. And we're very proud to also have Columbia University here in the US and Indianapolis, who are currently using the device in routine. So we have over 400 patients who have benefited over the last couple of months of this device. And just recently, just to give you a couple of updates, we've signed a contract, a co-promotion agreement with Bayer Healthcare, who is the IUD leader. So we have a co-partnership in Switzerland to start, and then we'll extend it to Europe and hopefully to the US. We have been featured in the New York Times and Forbes magazine to be able to show what the future of contraception will look like. And what success will look like in the roadmap for Aspivix. So we are currently working on the next generation of device. So the current one is single use. The next one will be half reusable. And we are also expanding, because I'm mostly talking about IUD, but our device can also be used in other procedures. Anything in gynecology where you need to have access to the cervix, biopsy for uterus cancer, IVF treatment for embryo transfer. So there's so many indications where women don't need to suffer and be able to have a better procedure. And that's our team. So we have different expertise in terms of clinical expertise, and also in our board of directors, we have women's health experts, and all the executive team comes from very large companies such as Danaher. So just after that, I hope that anyone is volunteered to get pinched, and I'm more than happy to play it with you. So, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any volunteer? No? Okay.
I'm sure, yes, I'm sure we can find someone.
So thank you so much. Yeah, I have a question. We talked about the medical community that is kind of slow to adopt new innovation in their practice. So how do you plan on getting, those people reverse 100 years of habits?
That's a great question. I would think that for any type of technology, every time you disrupt, it takes time. You need to find those early adopters, and that's what we have been doing with the ambassador program. So we have those 12 sites with people who are really focused in improving care, who really understand how it will get, for them, better reputation, but also for women, just being able to have more human type of care. So we have identified key opinion leaders in the space, both in the US and in Europe, to be able to have also publication and study. So we are very data-driven, and our goal is to generate as many scientific publication, to be able to have a conversation with scientific societies, and then change the guidelines. So that's a combination of finding all those the right people, and also the students in the School of Medicine who are more eager to innovation.
Thank you.
So, first of all, thank you, I think, on behalf of all the women here, and the men, like you said, should care as well. Obviously, I think we're all wondering when this will be available by every single healthcare facility in the US. The US is a huge territory with millions of women, thousands of facilities. I understand that when we spoke previously, you mentioned being a team of one currently in the US. So what is your sales strategy to really get that amazing product in the hands of every OBGYN?
Thank you, Paulina. So in terms of growth strategy, we have, so we are starting right now the commercialization in Switzerland. The device is available through the eShop, so all the OB-GYN can order it online, so the process is very easy. And also just the device is very easy to use. So in terms of training, it doesn't require a ton of training. After 15 minutes, you probably know how to use it. So that makes also this process in terms of making the product available easier. The agreement that we have with Bayer is just one example of how the distribution could look like. So our goal is also to partner with those leaders in Europe, in the US. So that could be one model. I don't know who will be the right distributor, so that's what we are testing right now. And we are fundraising, so anyone who's interested in making a difference in women's health is more than welcome. So through the fundraising, our goal is also to expand the team and have resources to hire a sales member.
The idea and the device looks brilliant and also very simple. And it's probably brilliant because it is simple.
Thank you.
But once the market will take off, and it will surely take off, I think, you will see a myriad of probably new competitors coming in. So is your device patented, and what do you do to always stay ahead of the competition?
That's a wonderful question. Yes, we do own the full IP on the product. So we have 4 patents, all the copyright, trademark, and so on. You always know there's always competitors. So that means that we are really solving a real problem if we have competitors. So we'll almost say that it's a nice problem to have. We are not there yet. There's a couple of companies who are interested in what we are doing, but we also have the interest from the IUD manufacturers. And they can really see a good fit between our product and their IUD. So right now we are just focusing on having the right partner. I'm glad we have a man interested.
Thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that everyone has been very impressed by the little pinch here, and men or women do not want to experience that. I have no doubt about that. Now, let me just bring in or call in here another founder. I'm going to ask Yves to come here. Yves Benchimol is actually the CEO and founder and co-founder of WeWard. Again, it's a wonderful app. He actually lives in New York City, moved with his family, I guess, a year ago to actually launch WeWard in the US. All right, Yves, the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Guillaume, and thank you to all the organizers of this event. It's a wonderful opportunity, especially for young entrepreneurs that come to the US to be visible with such a community. So thank you. So just first of all, we have a very simple mission, which is to make people get back to the natural speed, which is walking. So our mission is to increase the number of steps of people every day all around the world. So why we want people to walk more? The first statistic is 80% of adolescents don't meet the recommendation of the World Health Organization, which means that 80% of the young people don't have enough physical activity. You can imagine what can bring after all. And it costs a lot. It's $67 billion every day that is spent in health costs due to inactivity. This is just the fact that if you don't walk enough, you just have 30% more risk to have a cardiovascular disease, obesity, and all the mental disease that can happen by having a less physical activity. And of course, walking is the most ecological way to move. 40% of all the vehicle is used for only less than 3 kilometers. If we manage to replace that by walking, we will have a real impact on people and on the ecological carbon emission. So we develop an app that just motivates people to walk. And just to give you a few numbers of the app, 2.6 million people use the app every day. Every day we have millions of people that open the app and walk with WeWard. These people, when someone downloads the app, 40% of them are still using the app after 1 year. Just to give you, in the market is 5%, so we are way above the market. And the metrics I'm the most proud about is these people increase the number of steps by almost 25%. So we increase the physical activity of people for real, and we have more impact than any other type of motivational factors. And we can make that and making revenue at the same time because the company annual revenue is more than $20 million today. So how it works? It's very simple. You download the app, and as every other device, it will count your steps. You can connect your watch or you can connect your device. But the innovative stuff is we play with the app. So you will be able to compete with your friend. You will be able to achieve level, badges, status, all the gaming elements, and even to visit location around. So you will be in the very gaming elements that will stimulate you, the brain, to be like the dopamine of walking. And then we will also reward you for walking. So you will earn coins, and that coins can be converted into cash directly to your bank account or also given to charities. So it's a game where you play and you earn. Just to give you a little bit of background of the team, so today we are 50 people, one office in Paris and one in New York, with 7 people in New York. We're expanding the team. I'm an engineer from École Polytechnique, and I developed with my 2 other co-founders the first version of the app. Then we hire people from all of the top companies in the tech, product, and marketing to develop the product. Here is just an idea of our audience. So we are mostly in France. 68% of our audience is in France, but we started our internationalization 2 years ago, and I moved to the US, as Guillaume said, to develop the US market, but also to be able from the US to reach other countries. Here is also our community on social media. So people are active on our social media, and we create a real community of people who want to promote walking. Just to give you some metrics about the app and why we are proud about what we achieve, is when you earn coin with WeWard, you can give back this coin to charities. And we have a school in Nigeria that has been financed thanks to WeWard. So 700 children are able to access to education just because some people walk. We have also supporting many other causes, for children who don't have access to education, but also to gift poor people all around the world. Here is an example of a charities around breast cancers. Here is also for animal protection. So we are doing many things, and it's more than $1 million that has been given to charities by making people walk. $80 million has been donated to gift card and cash directly to the bank account of our user. So the business model of Reward, we're making revenue and we give back part of this revenue to the user. And also, I told you before that making people walk and save carbon emission is 600,000 tons of CO2 that has been saved thanks to the increase of walking of people. So we have a real impact on people, bank accounts, but also on the carbon emission of everybody. How we make money? So basically, it's very simple. The first one is as simple as social media. We do ads. We also have partners like Nike, Adidas, Decathlon are part of our partners that promote the product, and we take commission of the sales we are generating. And we also have a new business model where people can pay inside the app, or a subscription model, just to have better experience and more features inside the app. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you will download the app and walk more tomorrow.
Thank you, Yves. I met you actually 1 year ago when you arrived, I remember. I have a question. You opened several countries now. The US is one of them. Do you see any differences in the adoption of Reward in these different countries? And do you plan maybe to adapt your offer to get more traction?
Yeah, thank you.
Locally?
Yeah, when we arrived, we thought that launching the US was exactly the same as launching, because we were already in Italy, which was one of the most successful countries, or in Spain. And actually it was much more difficult because the concept of walking in the US is different. People, of course, in New York is like what we call a walking city. People walk more than in Paris in New York, but there is so many cities where people don't walk at all. So we need like to make people like integrate their daily lifestyle in a different part of their life. So yeah, it's much more difficult, and we develop many new features since a year, and we will continue to do it in every country. So just to give you a few examples, the charity part is much more powerful in the US because people are more used to give to charity. So it's very important. We also launch in the US a lottery system. You can walk and participate in a sweepstakes, so in a lottery to earn a huge gift. Americans love this better than French people, and so we insist on the product on this type of different features. And as I said during the jury on Sunday, launching an app in the US is not just translating your app. It's much more difficult, and it's been a year, and since a year we doubled the retention rate of the app because of the product team and because of all the analytics we did. I think we are far away to be like the great success in the US, but I hope that it will be the case again, but we are still working hard to adapt to the US market and find a way to market the product. And it will be the case in every country we launch.
Thank you. You made your first step already, so that's okay.
Thank you.
No pun intended with the first step. So you answered so well. You answered part of my question. That was going to be my follow-up. The US, we're lucky in New York, but in many parts walking is not so accessible. Would you consider ever expanding to verticals beyond walking to other forms of exercise, or thus far it's really not the strategy?
So far it's not the strategy. So basically the US is maybe the more difficult because like the obesity is huge and we have so many like physical activity can solve so many issues, so the impact can be even bigger. So this is why also the US is one of the biggest markets. And yeah, we will continue to adapt the product, but also like to market in the right way. So just to market in the right way, we are thinking about new strategy, like working with companies to make the employee walk. If you think about Amazon, there is so many people that walk and working at Amazon because they are like doing like in a warehouse. So this is also a way that we want to address the market.
So congratulations, Yves, for your success in France. What is your strategy for a replication in the success in the market, in the US market?
So we think that the success of an app will always be because of the word of mouth and because people recommend the app to their friends. And this is what happened in France. We never spend €1 in France, and we have 10% of the population that use the app. It's also the case in Italy. So we are trying to reproduce the same, but we need like to start by making this happen. So B2B is a solution to make employee walk. Of course, social media, influence, ambassador. We have a celebrity that will come on board very soon. And we are also launching something for the Olympic Games, and we hope that with the government we will be able to promote physical activity. So you will see it happen in July, but it's a very good news, and I hope that you will join this to work for France.
Thank you.
All right, well, I think everyone got it. You have to download the app and start walking. I think that's pretty clear. Okay, now we have our last winner of the night. Let me bring Julie here, who is the CEO and co-founder of Yuka.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Julie. I'm one of Yuka's co-founders, and I'm very happy to be here to present Yuka. So, sorry. So, for a start, what is Yuka? So, Yuka is a mobile app that scans the barcode of food and cosmetic products to analyze their impact on health. Each product is rated out of 100, and you can have access to a card that details the rating. When a product has a bad rating, we recommend similar products that are better for your health. Our mission at Yuka is twofold. The first one, of course, is to help consumers make better choices by providing better transparency about the composition of the products. But there is a second level to our mission, which is to empower consumers so that by changing their purchasing habits, they can push manufacturers to improve what's in their products. And that's what we managed to do in Europe. In Europe, almost all food and cosmetic manufacturers know Yuka and take our rating system into account to launch new products or to reformulate the existing products. That's now what we try to do in the US to have an impact on the US manufacturers. Yuka is a mission-driven company. It's very important for us. What does it mean? It means that we put impact first before money. And money is a means to achieve our impact, but it's not an end in itself. A few key figures about Yuka. So currently we have 55 million users in 12 different countries. We have the biggest food and cosmetic product database in the world, as we have 5 million products in our database. And one last figure, which is my favorite one, each second in the world, 68 products are scanned on the app. It means that since I've started my pitch, more than 10,000 products have been scanned on the app. Yuka is a 100% independent project. It means that we receive absolutely no money from brands or manufacturers, not a single penny. It's very, very important for us. So, that being said, the follow-up question is generally, okay, so how do you make money? Well, Yuka is funded by our users, by you, maybe, because our main source of revenue is the premium version of the app. The premium version of the app is a paid version that gives access to additional features like a search bar so that you can look up for any product by name or brand without having to scan it. In 2023, our income was 3.8 million euros and our net income was 1.5 million euros. We are very proud of that because we are a mission-driven company, but with a very real and strong business model. And it's very important for us to show that this is totally compatible. A few words now about our impact, because that's the reason why we exist with Yuka. So we made a huge impact study in the US market 2 months ago, and the results are very interesting. So we have 94% of our American users that say that they put back the products in the supermarket when they have a red rating. And we have 56% of the US users that declare that they have stopped buying more than 10 different products since they have started using the app. So you can imagine the potential impact it can have on the market. But even more powerful, our users in the US declare that they have seen positive effects of the app on their health. For instance, we have 22% of our users saying that their immune system is stronger thanks to the app. And we have 21% saying that they have lost weight. And this is very encouraging in a country where 1 in 3 adults is obese, because 1 in 3 adults is obese in the US. So if the app helps to lose weight, it's amazing. Beyond our impact on users, Yuka has also had a huge impact on manufacturers in Europe. In Europe, we are contacted daily by manufacturers that want to update their product information in the app because they have reformulated their products by removing controversial additives or by reducing the levels of sugar or salt. A very good and concrete example is Intermarché. So Intermarché reformulated 900 products by removing 142 additives to achieve better ratings on Yuka. So this is Thierry Cotillard, the president of Intermarché, announcing it on TV. Today in the US, we have 13 million users, and we have 20,000 new American users every day. This is good. This is very encouraging. But in the US, on the US scale, we are still too small to yet have an impact on manufacturers and put pressure on them like we do in Europe. That's why we're here. That's what we are trying to do here. And, well, you can definitely help us simply by talking to as many people as possible about the app, because the word of mouth is really key to Yuka. We have never spent money on advertising. So if you can help to the mission and just talk about the app, it will help to put pressure on manufacturers, because the more people we are on Yuka, the more pressure we put on manufacturers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie. It's like we said, it's like 370 million people in the US. It can be pretty costly to, get traction, especially in the consumer market. Do you plan at any point to raise your capital, especially with US VC, to accelerate this adoption and to have a better impact, more quickly, because we want Yuka to be against manufacturers at some point?
So no, we don't plan to raise money because the independence is one of the most important things for us, and we don't want to lose it by raising money and having investors having control on the project. As we are a mission-driven company, we can't have investors that are driven by money. So yes, we want to keep that independent. That's the most important thing for us. And yes, I think we will manage to conquer the American market without spending millions of money. I think there are smarter ways to get to make the app more famous.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julie. I'm a great fan of Yuka, and my kids are too. So every time I go to the groceries, it takes 1 hour more now because they scan everything. But you mentioned pressure on the manufacturers. In France, you already experienced some legal action taken by some group of manufacturing lobbies, food producers. In the US, this can be very costly. One legal action can take a company down. So how do you prevent from it, and what sort of, I would say, dialogue you want to engage with those big food manufacturers?
So how do we prevent from that? The first thing is that we have hired, so to make it short, in France we were sued by the lobby of charcuterie. After 3 years of legal procedures, we won, and we have hired our lawyer. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that even if we are sued, I know it's very costly, but the good thing about the American market is that Americans are also very willing to help. They give a lot when you ask. And in France, we don't give that much, but we get a lot from France. So I can't imagine what we could get here if we ask help. In France, the legal procedures we had with the nitrate thing costed us 600,000 euros. We launched like a GoFundMe, and we collected 500,000 euros. It's a lot for France. So I think that here in the US, it could, I really believe that if we have legal issues, our users will help us. And one last thing on that, I like to say that it would be a success for us to be sued by manufacturers, because if we don't annoy any manufacturers, we won't be sued, but we want to annoy them. So it was hard, the nitrate things and the 3 years of legal procedures. It was very hard in France, but we are very happy and we don't have any regret, because thanks to that, we have even pushed the government in France to change the law and to reduce the levels of nitrate that are authorized in food. So it will be a success at some point to get sued in the US.
Thank you, Julie. And my last question would be about your strategy. What is your strategy to accelerate your growth in the US market beyond organic expansion?
So we don't have a very precise strategy, because we just came here to try different things, because the US market is so different. So basically we are here to try different strategy, and for the moment I can't say what is really working and what is not. What I believe is that the media strategy, the PR strategy would be a game changer for us. In Europe, we get a lot of media coverage. Here, we didn't. But we are working with a PR agency. And I really believe that if we get one good piece in one great newspaper, it can be the beginning of something even bigger. So yes, I'm very focusing on the PR strategy, beside developing other kinds of strategy. But yes, I'm working with a good PR agency to try to get media coverage. That could be a game changer for us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so I think for UK, you all get it. We need to make sure that they remain independent. So the way to help them is actually to make sure that you download the app and then buy their premium product, so that it will actually contribute to their success. Now, we're going to do something that is new here. We're going to try the audience vote. So, as I said, there's a new award tonight. It's called the Audience Award. And so what we're going to ask all of you is to pull your phone. You're going to see on the screen a QR code. You can actually look at it with your camera. And can we put the QR code on the screen? Oui. Non, vous pouvez pas voter. Yeah, you can vote. All right. Can you see the screen, the QR code here? You snap it with your phone. You should see a screen where you're going to see the name of the 3 companies. And then you can vote which one is the first, second, and third. And the entrepreneurs can actually vote for themselves. Yes. Okay? So I'm going to give you 1 minute to try to do that. If you have a problem, raise your hand, and one of our team members will come help you. Okay. Are we there? Anyone need help? No? Okay, so you just put the number 1, number 2, number 3, just in this order. Very simple. And then how many votes do we have already here? 59. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds to vote. Hopefully that's fast. 70 people. Okay. All right, we're gonna stop here. Let's go on now to actually the next part of this evening is actually the prize giving moment. And so for that, I'm actually going to first call the 2 students from Lycée Français of New York. Can you come, guys, here? You guys have us. So you're here? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I'm also going to call our main sponsor tonight, who is actually his French founder. So Tenny, why don't you come with me here? And so we're going to call one by one the winners. And what we're going to do is ask you obviously to upload them. Again, they're all winners. And we're going to take a little photo. They're going to receive their prizes. So super simple. And then we'll continue. Okay. And then after the 3 prizes, we'll actually share who are which company actually won the audience prize, which actually I feel is the most important. Okay, all right. And so tonight, the third prize from the jury goes to, no, that's not the wrong. Sure. And I'll ask the entrepreneurs to come here if you don't mind. And so the prize goes to, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, drum roll. Third place goes to Yuka. Woohoo! Yuka. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you can come here. This is a little prize from all of the. How you do that? But congratulations. That's okay. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that everyone is awake. So now we are sure that everyone is here. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. A round of applause for Yuka, please. Okay. And now the second prize tonight goes to roll, boom, 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 Aspivix. Woohoo! Okay. Bravo encore. And our first and last winner, obviously you could have guessed, is WeWord from, Eve from WeWord. Voilà. Round of applause. Okay. All right. And now we have the audience prize. So the reason I actually asked the two students from Lycée Français of New York to be here is because they came with the head of high school, Maxime, who is there, who is the head of high school of Lycée Français in New York. They organize every year a prize called Be the Change for a startup competition, if you want. And these two students here, I'm going to ask them to come over, actually won the prize this year. And we thought they were the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. And so they actually represent a lot of what we were when we actually were their age. So I'm going to ask them to just introduce themselves, and they will then give the prize to the audience. Please.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Adrien Masson et je suis l'un des gagnants du projet Be the Change à l'aide de la start-up Zenwave.
And I'm Floor. I did it with him. We're super happy to have won, and we hope to continue the project in the future.
Okay, and so the winner of, and actually I have no clue who is the winner tonight, so we're going to find out all together. And the we were, oh my goodness, it's faster. No. Oh, wrong one. Okay, it's like, wait, I'm getting confused. And the winner tonight is Aspivix. Bravo. Voilà, mais je te laisse le donner. Tu donnes. All right, well, thank you again, and bravo. Merci beaucoup. Hein. Vous pouvez vous rasseoir. Okay, now we're going to the end of this evening. So first of all, thank you all for being here. There's a couple of things that are going to happen now. If you are part of the organization, FAEA sponsors, partners, obviously entrepreneurs, I'll ask you to wait for us here. We're going to take a couple of photos, etc. If you're not, there's an absolutely wonderful cocktail that is waiting for you. That has been, it's a gift from Angelina Paris that is waiting for us just outside with also beautiful ice cream, actually artisanal gelato. I'm going to be killed otherwise if I say that. Artisanal gelato from Dolce Brooklyn. If you have not tried them, believe me, you should, and you are never going to stop eating them. But thank you again, and thank you to everyone and our sponsors also. We could not have done it without you. Thank you. Okay.